Well, it's Easter weekend. Happy Easter. I'm in it for the chocolate. I'm not gonna lie. I love chocolate. Anyway, I was gonna talk about a seizure log that can be helpful for both you and your neurologist. Since I'm not exactly coherent, for some of them, since I have grand mal seizures, my mom has mine. Since I'm not able to live alone right now, just chart when you're having seizures, what seems to be the triggers. Being female, my triggers are my hormones. So, like, for those females, if you're a woman and you're like, oh, I just hate my PMS, imagine having PMS along with a bunch of seizures. And it's not fun, it really isn't. But, like, they put me on a drug. First they had me on Valium, but like that only lasted for a little while. Now I'm on Klonopin, which I take throughout my PMS cycle, which, my dad seems to like, because I also have a sister and a mom that get PMS still. Like, my mom's headed to menopause. And she gets pretty crazy when it comes to that. Like, I'm beginning to dread menopause. And also, speaking of female health and seizures, I've been told, it'd be dangerous for me to have children. I would be considered high-risk pregnancy. I would like to be pre-tested when the time comes. If I ever get a boyfriend I ever get serious with and we start talking about marriage, children, just children, I want to see what kind of cards are stacked against me and with me. And I'm honest, and then I might honestly think of adoption, because I have no trouble accepting a child that's my own, because then it would be really hard for me to be sick and the child, and that's not fair to a child, to bring them into the world with health problems, and a parent that has health problems, so that's my thoughts on that. As much as I would love to have a child of my own, I honestly think that, if it would be seriously life-threatening, because I also have a disconnective tissue disorder, which they're thinking is lupus or something. Yay, not really. I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, honestly. But, just keep track of your seizures. Keep a log. What type of seizures you're having, what brings them on. Another trigger of mine is stress, fatigue. I'm not really photosensitive anymore. I used to be somewhat photosensitive. Not anymore. I don't know why that is. Some triggers kind of fade with time. Like, as an adolescent, I was more photosensitive because, like, strobe lights used to just really give me headaches and just just make me feel off. I still hate strobe lights though. I'm not a fan of them. There's a difference between like not being able to do something and an intolerance. You know, sometimes there's a difference, like an allergy, an intolerance, and you just all can't do it because it's a seizure trigger. So I would say lights for me are an intolerance because they don't make me feel very good. And all in all, like, so it's all just a matter of like readjusting your life, having people around you that are understanding. I just recently found out a classmate of mine that I graduated with has been having seizures. So she wanted to talk with me about having the disorder, and I said I'd be glad to. Disorder, disease, whatever you want to call it. So, honestly, you just kind of have to take this all in strides and know what you can and cannot do. Like, there are certain things I would love to do, like I'd like to go skydiving. The doctor said no skydiving. It's like, damn. Because I really wanted to do that. And I can never swim alone again. I can't ride roller coasters. I'm not really supposed to drive, even though I drive short places like the friend's house and the pharmacy, which is down the street. And that's just because my mother particularly doesn't want to drive those places, because I don't want to say she's lazy. I don't know what her excuse is, really. Like, she'll be sitting doing nothing and I'll ask her to do something because I don't feel comfortable driving places. And I don't feel comfortable driving other people places unless I'm simply driving myself places. I don't like driving with my dog in my car without a seatbelt. Yes, you can get seatbelts and little car seats for dogs. But I just don't like to drive because I feel like I'm taking a risk, and if I were to have a seizure and kill someone, I would never forgive myself. So, it's a lot to think about, for people that even get up and drunk drive. You're taking a risk. If you have anything that affects your consciousness or the ability to drive one to point A to point B safely, it affects and you have something that's affecting you, think twice about it, really, is what I have to say about that. But I really do miss driving. Like when I was younger and I didn't have grand mal seizures, I miss driving. Like I could go and get fast food, I could go to the video store, on and on. It's kind of a bummer. So, if anybody has questions on that, please feel free to ask. I apologize, I just got up. I did a little makeup and I still look like crap. Oh well, nobody's perfect.